that comes into email address spoofing. So, I create a Greg at underscore Brainerd at Gmail or iCloud, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe I just use some random letters and I just put in Greg Brainerd in the, as the person I send it off. The person that's receiving that has to be conscious enough to say, hey, who is this person that's sending it to me? Oh, it's coming from some random Gmail account. I don't recognize this. And so then I've got to ask questions. I've got to go actually maybe call my boss, or maybe walk across the hallway to them, or shoot them a text message or something to validate that email is who it is. I've got personal email addresses. I'm sure you do too, Raj. And so sometimes I send emails with that. But at the end of the day, the person that's receiving it needs to be aware, prepared, and verifying, these types of requests. We've seen this, a lot of times with vendors. So let's say that a vendor that I'm paying is compromised. And so they send me a fake invoice. And then at that point, I am now paying the fake invoice and not the legitimate invoice. All of a sudden later on, someone comes back and says, "Hey, that you didn't pay us." And I said, "Well, I did, and here's my receipt. But at the end of the day, I paid the wrong person,
Mm.
and that's because the vendor had been compromised and not my account was compromised." But it goes along the same thing where you've got the individual that is trying to trick an internal employee by saying, "Hey, can you go buy me some gift cards?" Okay, well, who are you again? Oh, you're the CEO? Oh, yeah, I want to do anything I want to make that person happy. Oftentimes, you'll see triggers in those emails that say, "Hey, Raj, I need this done ASAP," or "Don't talk to anybody else about this," or "This is a surprise," or "There's some kind of urgency really wrapped around this that it has to happen right now." That's a big trigger that says, "Hey, I need to slow down, look at the email address that it's coming from, and validate that. Are there any misspellings or possible, grammar mistakes that look kind of odd? Is the activity that this person is requesting me to do this not normal for them? Do they normally ask me for these types of things? Hey, did they just change banking information from a vendor's point of view? Well, pick up the telephone and call. But I warn you, don't use the telephone number in that specific email because that might go to that person that's asking you to do it. Go back to some
Mm.
previous emails or look it up on, on Google, making sure that you have the correct telephone number to call them up and say, "Hey, Raj, did you really ask me to change your banking information?" "Yes, you did." "Okay, great. Thank you very much." And if you say no, well, then I know that there's something going on, whether that was from your company that was compromised or this is just an outsider pretending to be you.